beautiful afternoon, a fall day for the 84th Annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic in historic Columbus, Georgia. 1-1 in the conference is Tuskegee. The Golden Tigers and the Maroon Tigers are 1-1 also in SIAC play. Hello, everybody. I'm James Barrett, along with two-time Super Bowl champion, always proud graduate of the Fort Valley State University, Tyrone Poole. Tyrone, this is always a big game, but this is even bigger because both teams are trying to angle themselves in the right direction toward a championship.
Yeah, you're right, James. It's the 84th time that these two teams have met, but the teams are going in different directions. Tuskegee used to be winning, going down, losing. Morehouse used to be losing. They're coming up. So Tuskegee got to use this game to turn their season around.
Well, they have two key players that we want to look at offensively. Ahmad Duramus, he's been injured a lot this season, but according to Coach Slater, as he goes, that's how their team goes.
Yeah, Ahmad Duramus, he hasn't had an effective stat-wise season, but he's important to the Golden Tigers because of his leadership, and he's needed today for Tuskegee to get back on the winning track.
And a diamond in the muff, Demetrius Lofton. He's the reigning player of the week in the SIAC, but also he leads the country in sacks in Division II football.
6'5", 245 sophomore. This guy is the Aaron Donald of the college football. This guy can create havoc in the backfield, so look for Tuskegee to always know where Mr. Lofton is lined up.
There's fans, there's pageantry, and of course football. Two rivals that have been playing for 84 years straight will have the kickoff coming up next right here on ESPN.
Yeah, that's turned out pretty good right there.
Right now, switch at a T-Mobile store and get the new iPhone on us. Only at T-Mobile.
And we're back here at historic A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium in Columbus, Georgia, along the Chattahoochee River. James Barrett along with Tyrone Poole. It is a wonderful afternoon for football and, of course, tailgating. You see the head coach for Morehouse, Rich Freeman. And Rich Freeman got a gift, as I would say he earned that gift, winning against Tuskegee, first time in over a decade that they defeated the Golden Tigers. And now it's time for the Golden Tigers to see if they can assert some form of revenge against Rich Freeman, who has put together a great program. Willie Slater, the head coach for Tuskegee, the dean of coaches in the SIAC, has championship upon championship, but right now he's trying to right the ship and get them back on the winning track.
Yeah, you know, the great thing about Coach Freeman, he and his staff, they have the ability to go to the NFL minority coaches clinic with the Falcons. And you have Coach Slater here. You know, he's the dean, as you say. He's the old dog in the SIAC. So you have the Rich Freemans, the guys that are trying to get the new technology versus the old school Coach Slater.
And old school has worked for Tuskegee and for Coach Slater. We're getting ready for kickoff. Fernando De La Mora on for the kicking duties for the Maroon Tigers.
You know, as always, I still love this part of the game, the opening kickoff, man. This is when go down and knock somebody out and get your head into the game.
And he kicks a sky kick. It is caught by an up back for the Golden Tigers and quickly tackled at about the 33-yard line, and that's where the Golden Tigers offense will take over. And as you can see, the signal caller, Ahmad Duramus, ironically enough, he is the leader of the team, but so far this season, he has not thrown a touchdown pass, but he has thrown 4 interceptions.
Yeah, you know, that's untypical for a Tuskegee quarterback-led team. Even when I was playing with Fort Valley State during my years, Tuskegee was always a team that aerially they were going to throw the ball. So Duramus, he has to have a good game today.
Looking to pass, finds Steve Hodges, and Hodges able to get a first down and more into Morehouse territory down at about the 45-yard line. He's one of those seniors trying to end his career on a positive note against Morehouse.
Yeah, a little simple, little out route here. You know, most times the defense, they're not quite settled. If you try to get your quarterback into the game, as we know, Ramus is very important to this Tuskegee offense, and that's how you get him into the game. Quick throw, easy read, easy completion, first down for the Golden Tigers.
He's played in almost every game, but has suffered injuries that have kept him on the sideline. Jamarcus Ezell, a good backup. We may see him there. Nice big run. Doing well is Teron Taylor, and he is more of a scat back at 5'7", 180, but he also has a powerful position.
Yeah, these first two plays are a good call selection by Coach Slater. You pass, now you come back, got the defense thinking pass. Now we hit him with a quick hitter, with a slash type of running back here. Picks up another first down for the Golden Tigers on the move.
Moving fast. Give to Taylor again. Nice inside run. Nice spin move. Able to get close to another first down for the Golden Tigers.
Look like Taylor's going to be that guy when they really need to run the ball. He's going to be the guy, and he has to be that guy to take pressure off of Ramus. As you said, he's been injured. We know he's not had the season he wanted. So between those two, the running game and the passing game has to be sufficient.
Ball now on the 18-yard line.
First down from the 17.
Another 1st and 10 for the Golden Tigers. Throw this time, and wow, he just got ambushed from the backside, incomplete. That defensive front from Morehouse really making a statement on that play.
Yeah, getting off the pressure here, you got to be able to hold up. It was a short drop by the quarterback, kind of gives the D-line an opportunity to get closer to the quarterback, but Morehouse has always been good on defense. That's one of the things that they thrive on, is putting pressure on the quarterback, whether it's a 4-man rush or it's a blitz. That time it's a 4-man rush. They got to the quarterback.
Marcus DeWitt on that sack. 2nd and long. Given now to Taylor. He's going to try to create in space, and does. Gets those yards back and a few more to make it a 3rd down situation.
Yeah, we're going to hand it to Taylor, let him go in between the guard and tackle. This time they give him a little swing pass, let him use his niftiness, use his speed and quickness, pick up that lost yardage, and trying to get Morehouse, Tuskegee, which they are inside the red zone, which is the 20 to the goal line, giving them opportunity to try to score. But the Golden Tigers have not been quite efficient this year inside the 20-yard line, the red zone or the green zone, as some teams call it.
3rd down now and 10. They can get a first down without scoring. New running back in the backfield, Avante Patterson, but now play has been stopped, and let's see what the official call is.
3rd down.
Have a delay of game. Looks like that play clock was running out on him, and that's something that Coach Slater does not like to see from his offense.
Now, if you're going to keep your offense in rhythm, it's like throwing a rock across water. You want to keep that momentum of the skip. So anytime your offense sputters, something throws them off key, that can take the momentum away from your offense. So you want to keep that rock skipping, keep that momentum.
Ball on the 16 now, 3rd down and 9. DeRamus trying to give some time for his receiver, does, and Ladario Petway able to make the reception, but looks like he's a little short of the first. But we do have a flag.
Catch is made by Ladero Petway.
Momentum was moving, and it looks like Tuskegee appears to be shooting themselves in the foot. Let's see what the official call is. And it's Morehouse who shoots themselves in the foot with a roughing the passer call, which gives an automatic first down half the distance to the goal, which really bails out the Golden Tigers, Tyrone.
Yeah, on that last play, Morehouse sent everybody except the kitchen sink to put pressure on the quarterback. And somebody said, hey, I'm not just going to run this far not to push this quarterback. So, but that particular intensity does give them the roughing the passer, sets the Golden Tigers up with an opportunity with a first down to try to put some points on the board.
Full house backfield for the Golden Tigers. First and goal from the 9. Keeper, DeRamus, trying to find an avenue. He does not, and brought down by Daniel Norman playing the free safety position coming out.
Now, this play was open. They pull the guard around, and for a split moment, it was open. DeRamus thought it was an opening. Closed up real quick by that Morehouse D-line, linebackers. He had to bounce out and got tackled.
Have another penalty.
Defense. After this to the goal line.
So now they repeat the first down. They get another half the distance to the goal, basically giving them 5 yards. And now all is lost, all of that hard work. Golden Tigers gives to Taylor, and Taylor is met immediately by a wall of white. Leading the way is DeWert.
Now, the one thing you want to do on defense, which Morehouse has to come to balance on, they are playing good defense. You see right here, they got 1, 2, 3, 4 hats coming in for the ball, but what they're doing, they're giving Tuskegee opportunities by penalties, unnecessary mental errors, as we call them. So a defense can only go so long before they get tired. So they got to minimize the errors and get off the field.
Second down and goal, ball now on the 7. Pitch and catch, touchdown to Peyton Ramsey. Golden Tigers on the board first.
Number 1, Peyton Ramsey on the receiving end.
Great play call.
Yeah, great play call. You don't see it here, but Peyton slips, gets back up, still has the concentration and the wherewithal to see the ball, and DeRamus to still stick with the throw. So great job by Peyton to actually stay in route, in contention, and to score the touchdown for the Golden Tigers.
Arns, Husky with the kick. And it is good with 10:48 left to play in the opening quarter. The 84th annual Tuskegee Morehouse College Classic. It has been the Golden Tigers who strike first with a score right here on ESPN.
America's fastest network for iPhones. More for your thing. That's our thing.
The legendary Cliff Rutledge.
And for Coach Willie Slater, he accomplished 2 things that he wanted to do in this game. He ate up some clock. The drive was 7 plays, 67 yards, 4 minutes and 13 seconds, and also wanted to make sure that his quarterback stayed upright as much as possible.
Yeah, give Tuskegee credit for going down and scoring, but also you got to look at, if I'm Morehouse, I look at the chances that I gave Tuskegee to keep the drive alive. So great job by Tuskegee, but also Morehouse gave them breath when they actually had the opportunity to smother them out.
Arnez Huskett on for the kicking duties. Back deep, Santo Dunn and Reese Knuckles for Morehouse. And they also sky kick. Up back will take it at his own 25. Able to get some yards and some space. Sky kick doesn't work well on that one. That young man able to get out to about the midfield. Take that Contrail Strong, the freshman from Zephyr Hills, Florida.
Yeah, sometimes that pooch kick actually is made to allow the defense, the coverage team, to get down sooner. But if the return team pick up their blocks, you can get a big return just like Morehouse did right there.
Morehouse all the way out to their own 49-yard line. That's where they'll start their opening drive.
Michael Sims,
Sims, the quarterback, preseason all-conference. And that first play goes nowhere fast.
Santo Dunn, the ball carrier.
We just saw 2 different approaches. One team, Tuskegee, comes out throwing the ball, trying to get their quarterback in the game. Here, Morehouse comes out running the game, running the ball to set up the running game, which I'm pretty sure they're going to go to the pass because Morehouse likes to throw the ball too.
Bailey is known as their bruising back, Dunn more of the finesse back. Sims now finds a receiver in Albert Connell, and Connell able to get some yards enough for the first down, and that's the type of Morehouse offense that we've used to seeing from Freeman and the Maroon Tigers.
Now, the one thing I like about this play here, Sims, he sprints out, but the routes are all spacing. They space out the Golden Tigers defense, and Connolly was wide open, easy throw, pitch and catch.
Dunn doesn't get the fake. Sims now wisely throws it away. Looks like everybody was expecting Dunn to get it. He pulls it, trying to make a fake, but nothing happens there.
Yeah, all Morehouse did on that particular play, instead of rolling the quarterback to his throwing side, they rolled him to his non-throwing side and tried to run the same play, spacing. Have someone at the sideline, someone at the hash, someone deep, but that particular time, Morehouse defensive players were not fooled.
Wide receivers are stacked two apiece on each side. Sims has some time and gets it to Dunn, but this time Dunn is quickly wrapped up. Good open field tackle made there by Zenico McMillan. He's just a junior out of Orlando.
Yeah, great defense by the Tuskegee. See, they keep the quarterback in the pocket. That's the most important part of that particular play that allowed Morehouse not to get positive yardage. The defense of Tuskegee kept Sims in the pocket and actually had people in his face to where he could not step up. So that is a great play by the Tuskegee defense. They've been coached well. As we said, Coach Slater is an old dog in this game, so you know their guys are going to be very well coached.
3rd down and 9. Quick pass to Dunn. This time he is quickly wrapped up and brought down. Good play there by Franklin Montgomery, just a freshman out of Houston.
Looked like sitting in the pocket is not going to be too good for Morehouse this evening. Again, Tuskegee containing, pushing up the middle, containing on the end. Sims, again, nowhere to throw the ball. Looked like Morehouse is going to have to roll him out to get him out of the pocket. Seems like so far that has been more effective for them.
Fernando Delamora for the punt, and this is a high but short punt and goes out of bounds depending on where the official will make the spot. They do at the 25, and that's where the Golden Tigers will take over. Freeman wanted a little bit more pushback, but none have it. When we come back, we'll see if the Golden Tiger offense can continue to roll right here on ESPN.
iPhones, more for your thing. That's our thing.
Head coach for the Morehouse Maroon Tigers, Rich Freeman, trying to figure out a way to get his offense ignited. But right now, his defense has to go strong because those Golden Tigers of Tuskegee already on the board with 7. And now with Ahmad Duramus at the helm, trying to add on to their early first quarter lead.
Yeah, you know, Morehouse, they are a slow starter. They've been outscored this season so far, 16-28 when it comes to scoring points in the first quarter.
And Tareen Taylor right there once again on the run, close to a first down. Seems as though they can go in between the 20s as fast or as good as anybody. It's just once they get inside there, they sort of stumble.
Yeah, Tuskegee, when you don't have the particular players like we mentioned, Duramus, he's been out. He is the leader of that team. Again, his stats do not show it, but Coach Slater, as he told us, Duramus is the key. So I believe if he stays healthy, this offense will score.
Keeper now, Duramus eludes one defender, but then is quickly wrapped up from behind by Edward Nelson, playing that weak side linebacker.
Yeah, this is a play just for Duramus, trying to find somewhere to run. Just a quick quarterback draw. Morehouse defense is on top of it. Limited pickup by the Golden Tigers.
Leading tackler on the team is Edward Nelson, the senior out of Chester, Pennsylvania. Football country, as they're saying. Yeah, that's football country.
Football country.
1st and 10. Taylor goes nowhere fast once again. Seems like now the Maroon Tiger defense is starting to sense when Taylor's going to get the ball.
Yeah, you know, the first couple of plays or the first series, you know, it's kind of like boxing. You kind of feeling out, you know, your opponent, trying to see what they're trying to do. Now you're going to see each team settle down in what their game plan is for this game. So look for Morehouse to make even more plays on this Golden Tigers offense.
Nice pitch and catch. Ladario Petway on the reception.
And Petway's one of those guys that he's going to have to step up as well. DeRamus has to have someone that he can go to, because I'm pretty sure this game's going to go down to the wire like it has gone down many, many times, many, many years that these two teams have played. That's why they call it a great rivalry, the granddaddy of them all. So I don't expect no blowout in this game, but each guy is going to have to pull their weight for each team when it comes down to it.
Inside give to Eric Bright. Flag is thrown, but he keeps on chugging. Brought down at about midfield. Eric Bright, the fullback, doesn't get a lot of love because he does a lot of blocking there. Gets one of his few carries that he'll see this season.
Yeah, I think them big guys just love carrying the ball. It's like they're blocking. They're like, okay, I'm tired of blocking. Give me the ball. Let me run over somebody.
Holding. Offense. Number 64. 10-yard penalty. Third down.
Now, see, as a big guy, you hate to see that because they just wiped off any yards that he got. So you kind of like going back to the sideline and say, hey, give me the ball again so I could at least get some stats. But that penalty takes away any type of good run on that previous play. But, again, Tuskegee, you see the offensive line, those guys look real big. Look for them to continue to run the ball. They're not going to give up on the run so easily.
And they average about 300 pounds, 6'2", on that offensive front for the Golden Tigers. Nice long pass, should have been caught, but in and out of the hands of Devarian Valsine.
Nice throw by DeRamus. Looked like Morehouse could have been in a cover two, like you got the safety coming over, the corner trailing the receiver. Great throw, should have been a good catch, but also let's give Morehouse great credit. As they say, lone foul ball. Morehouse defense is off the field. Tuskegee has to punt.
Fourth down, you saw Dunn back there, always dangerous as a return man. And he lets it go out of bounds. And it will be spotted at the 30-yard line. With 5:12 left to play in the opening quarter, the defense holds, and we'll see if the offense for Morehouse can get things ignited. You're watching the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic, 84 years in the making, right here on ESPN.
More for your thing. That's our thing.
And at halftime, you'll see these lovely folks performing, and they are one of the best bands in the SIAC. Yeah, hello, back to you. They're enjoying this first really fall day. It's been extremely hot summer. Some people thought it would be a hot fall, but now it's sort of cooling off. New quarterback in for Morehouse, Jalen Brown, the junior from Connecticut. Oh, bobble on that one, and he goes down easy. Sean McGee will get credit for the sack just by touching it.
You know, this is what I don't like sometimes when you have multiple people coming into the game. You know, you lose that sense of continuity, that sense of just the environment. And when the guy comes in, a new guy, it throws off the timing. And you see Sims is right back into the game. So maybe Sims had something, some equipment malfunction. And on that particular play, Jalen Brown had to come in. But you never want to bring a guy in. It just throws off that momentum, energy of the team.
Second and long. Dunn, check that. Yes, Dunn trying to work his way through, but this time met by not one but a few of those Golden Tiger defenders.
Yeah, you see, the thing also about these two teams playing each other so many times, they know each other. So Tuskegee right now 1-4, Morehouse 2-3. The records are out the window. These teams have played each other so much that Coach Freeman, as we see right there, knows what Coach Slater's going to do. Coach Slater knows what Coach Freeman's going to do. So now it's just all about who can execute.
3rd down and 12. Sims trying to run, goes nowhere fast, and a sack. Big play once again by the young man, Quindarius Coles from Bessemer, Alabama.
Yeah, you know what we call that? We call that a coverage sack. You see right there, Morehouse, Tuskegee just rushes 4 guys. Morehouse still cannot defend it, stop it, because Tuskegee had great man-to-man coverage on the back end. And you see our boy, Mr. Coles, he's having fun. That's what you do after you get a sack.
Delamora with the punt. This time he booms one. Fair catch by Tuskegee at about the 37-yard line.
Fair catch is made by Penway.
So far we've seen Tuskegee's defense step up big and corral Morehouse, not letting them get too much. And for Tuskegee's offense, great first drive, but something to be desired on that last one.
You know, they always say a great offense is a great defense, and a great defense is a great offense. So when one is struggling, even though we have 3 phases, right now Tuskegee's defense is holding up way more than probably Coach Slater expected, but they're doing a great job, and this offense is beginning to click.
New quarterback in, Jamarcus Ezell, and he has played in every game, and he is the touchdown throwing quarterback. He has 3 touchdowns under his belt, but he also has 3 interceptions. Junior, red shirt, and whenever Doremus goes down, Ezell has been able to come in and do what he can do in order to right the ship and try to move this team in a positive way.
Yeah, you're right, James. We've seen Ezell come in, and he's given that spark. So both quarterbacks, they are used to the system. So that's why you don't really lose any type of momentum, because both know the system.
And great job by Eric Bright on that give. He was slammed, and he bobbled it. Jonathan Mathis tried to make him break free from it, and look at Bright. He's a fullback, but hey, he had great hands on that play.
Yeah, in that particular situation right there, you're not worried about how you fall on the ground. You don't care if you fall on your head, on your back. You want that ball. You saw his concentration was all about that ball, nothing about how that guy was tackling him. So that's how football is. Football, that ball is the most important part. So as they say, keep the bread, don't drop the bread. So he was making sure he didn't drop that football.
3rd down and 13. Getting some pressure. Throws almost on his knees and incomplete.
Both teams here, they are known for bringing pressure. Again, Morehouse, you're going to get blitzing from them. They're able to put pressure on Ezell, get him off the spot. He's off balance. Doesn't have good technique in throwing the ball, and anytime you can put a quarterback in position to where they are off balance, not throwing with technique, you're always going to have a high percent of incomplete, errant thrown balls, and sometimes get an interception.
Huskett to punt for Tuskegee. And he cruises this one back to Dunn. He's going to try to return it. And the Golden Tigers do a good job of corralling one of the best return men in the nation in Santo Dunn.
Santo Dunn, great return. I remember times when I was at Fort Valley. I would always use my speed. If I get it in my hands, I'm going to the sideline, because I felt like if I run to the sideline, it made the coverage team spread out. Then I could cut it up between the 2 guys, and then watch out. We try to get to that end zone. But Santo Dunn, great returner for Morehouse, gives the ball back to them. That's the most important thing. You want him to catch it so the offense, Sims, can take the offense out and try to go down and score, put some points on the board for the Maroon Tigers.
A little bit over a minute left in the opening quarter. Sims trying to find someone, and does. good play and positive play that we haven't seen in a while because they have been struggling. Malik Merchant, the wide receiver senior out of New York.
Yeah, Sims drops a little quick pass into Merchant. Looked like that particular play right there, Tuskegee was in a cover 3. You saw the safety roll down to the right side. So just knowing which side that safety is rolling down to, Sims were able to pick that up and throw it to Merchant and pick up positive yards for Morehouse.
Good in motion, going to the far side. Sims. They use Gooden as a decoy, but actually gives it to Tramel Gooden. And the big wide receiver, really a tight end at 6'4", 215, maybe to get the first down.
Yeah, Gooden here again. Tuskegee's doing a good job of mixing up their coverages, but on that particular play right there, someone left Gooden open. They were in man-to-man coverage, Tuskegee defense, but Gooden was open. Give Sims credit. He saw him, threw it to him, picked up positive yards. That's what you want your quarterback to do.
Now in Tuskegee territory as the clock will wind down and we end the first quarter with Tuskegee, the Golden Tigers, with a 7-0 lead. But Michael Sims and those Maroon Tigers are driving. When we come back, we'll see what they can do in the second quarter. But so far, we've seen the pageantry and the scoring of the 84th Annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic right here on ESPN. Back and scores 10 points, and they take it to overtime. And in the overtime, it was a grudge match, pushing through, and they win 23-17 in OT to keep their streak alive. A decade of dominance for the Golden Tigers last year was upended, and Coach Willie Slater wants to bring that dominance back this year, Tyrone.
Yeah, maybe need to go back to those uniforms. I like those uniforms that Tuskegee was wearing. And Morehouse. You know, the style changes every season. They come out with different uniforms.
Inside run to Bailey, and he's able to get some positive yards.
What you think
brought
about
down by Thomas? Well, you know what? I think it worked for that time. That's when everybody was trying to experiment and go with all the different colors because the NCAA said, yeah, you can do this, do that. But now, because safety is so key, some people are just trying to stick with one helmet, stick with one thing, and they're upgrading the material.
So it's like a suit. It's like a suit. Yeah, you get your basic navy, your blue, your black, you're good to go. All that checkered and all that stuff is a little too much.
Right. And plus, you know, league-wide deal with Nike helps out because now they've got some of the best material on the planet. And right now, nice run for Morehouse, and they are moving Frank Bailey Jr. He is the running back that gets the tough yards for the Maroon Tigers.
Yeah, Frank Bailey, all 5'8", 185 of him. Chugging that ball, finding the open spot, picking up positive yards for Morehouse. And again, you see Matthews there, the 6'1" defensive back. He said, come on, guys. We got to stop that.
Ball now at the 21-yard line of Tuskegee. Sims trying to key in on a receiver, can't find him, runs, and able to get some positive yards close to a first down.
Yeah, another good call by Coach Freeman and his offensive staff. Gives Sims an opportunity. He had 3 guys he was looking at. All 3 were covered. Now it's Sims versus the linebacker safety that is coming up to contain him. Sims outruns the defensive defender, picks up positive yards for Morehouse, puts them now in an opportunity to try to score points.
Once again, Bailey getting the tough yards. They'll call it. Will they say he's in there? Yes. Touchdown, Morehouse, Frank Bailey Jr.
That's a great run. Great run by Frank Bailey. Great call. You see you got your 2 guards pulling. One seals. The other one carries Frank Bailey up into the heart of Tuskegee's defense. and the rest is just weight room, squats, lunges by Frank Bailey to get into that end zone.
And looks like we have a player down for the Golden Tigers. And that is David Henderson, young man out of Sparta, Georgia, by way of Georgia Military Academy.
Yeah, 6'1", 280. Pretty sure Tuskegee doesn't want to miss him, not the way Frank Bailey and Morehouse is running this ball. You're going to need every healthy big body just to contain that guy right there we're looking at, Mr. Bailey.
And oh, look, he's saying, you know what, I'm going to get my giddy up on.
Yeah, either he got to giddy up or he just can't put that leg in front far enough to make it look the same as the other. But the good thing about it, he's walking off the field. That's the main thing. You want all these young men, when you see them on the ground, to be able to walk off the field.
Looks like they were going to try to go for two, and Delamora now, that spread, some people will try to run something on that spread lineup, spread alignment, but now Delamora for the point after. And looks like it's just as easy as slicing the pie. Success, and we're all tied up at 7 with 13-15 left to play in the first half. And it's Frank Bailey Jr. who gets the tough yards. He gets bounced around, but in the end, he finds pay dirt right here on ESPN. Tyrone Poole's next great adventure. Ziplining across the Chattahoochee in historic Columbus, Georgia. That's one of the many attractions. See, Tyrone, I know you're going to do that one.
You know what? That's a Geico commercial. Does the zip liner go wee all the way to the end?
And that is a pretty nice long zip line. They have that, and they also have rafting right there along the Chattahoochee. They've done a great job of developing that area, and Frank Bailey Jr. is like, look, after the game, I just want to eat and walk along that riverbank with a win under my belt.
Yeah, I know that's right. Great run by Frank Bailey and that offensive line. Great play calling by Morehouse. Ties this game up 7-7.
Delamora for the kicking duties. Once again, another sky kick. Up back, able to return it and get some positive yards out to about the 45-yard line. And good return there by Dejon Conway, but we do have a flag.
Usually it's always going to be on the return team. Only time it's on the kicking team is when somebody's offside, but normally it's going to be on the return team. Holding.
During the return, personal foul.
Personal foul.
Legal blindside block. On a return, number 80, 15-yard penalty. First down.
Well, I was right. It was against the return team.
It was, and that was on Macaulay Stewart.
Yes. Oh, right there. Now, sometimes now in the game, they couldn't put me on the committee. Because I'm like, sometimes football is just football. I'm like, if it's not helmet, you use your shoulder pads. That's why I would always tell my guys when I did coach and when I was playing, they would say, keep your head on a swivel for plays like that. Mm-hmm. But that's just football to me.
That's it. Well, now player safety is paramount.
That's why I'm not on the board.
There you go. I see that. Now, 1st and 10 ball now on the 26, moves them back 15, and now incomplete pass from Ezell intended for Stephen Hodges. Good coverage there by Micaiah Page.
Yeah, Micaiah Page right on top where you want to be. On that particular play, Morehouse brought pressure, and we said these guys are a pressure defense. If you want to know what Morehouse, their defensive philosophy, they are a pressure team. So you play against any Rich Freeman coach team, that's where that minority coaching, I'm pretty sure he picked up some of those blitzes from probably Dan Quinn.
Possibly he does spend his summers going to the minority coaching exchange with the NFL, but right now his defense gave up a chunk of yardage as Ezell on the keeper. He is known as the more mobile quarterback. DeRayne is more of the more pinpoint passer.
Yeah, you know, Ezell, yes, he does pick up yards here. And in the course of a play drive, your offense is going to pick up plays. But the most important thing is when you cross that 50, that's when you need to tighten up, and that's when most defenses would tighten up with better coverage, better awareness, and limit those big plays. But anytime you're on the opposite side, you may see big plays like that.
3rd and short and hard count.
You don't want to see that there.
And they get someone to jump, and looks like Jazz Hawkins was the one who jumped.
Offside. Defense with contact. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Jazz is singing the blues right now.
Yeah, it's a good hard call by Ezell. You see his body just move, and most of the time these defensive guys, especially if you're right there by the ball, there's no way you should jump. But great hard call by Ezell there.
Gives him a first down, and inside run by Evante Patterson, one of the new running backs that they're featuring, just a sophomore.
Now, the one thing I do like about this Tuskegee offense, they're going to hit you inside, they're going to hit you outside, run plays in, run plays out. They have the physicality of their offensive linemen to do that. Then you have Ezell in. He's like another running back, but has the option to throw the ball. So this offense of Tuskegee, yes, they're 1-4, but they have the capacity and ability to put points up quickly.
Ramsey, good acrobatic catch. Close to a first down. And Ramsey wants some more.
Yeah, again, quick hitter, Ezell. That's kind of like the quarterback, even though he's in the gun, you know, you hear the term 3-step drop. That means the quick game. Well, when you're in the gun, when you see the quarterback take no steps, that is like the quick game. Great throw, great catch, Tuskegee on the move.
Patterson this time met by a wall of white. Good job there by Nelson and company, and Jonathan Mathis able to put his nose in from that strong linebacker position.
Yeah, you see everybody here get, how many hats you see from Morehouse?
4, 5.
4. That's what I call it a wolf pack. Wolves hunt in packs. Defensive guys, they tackle in packs. It makes it easier. The more defenders you get around the ball, the easier the tackle becomes for each individual. So great job by Morehouse getting to that ball.
Going forward on 4th and 2. Trying the hard count is Ezell, and this time he smartly calls a timeout, trying to catch Morehouse off guard, but they were able to stand. We're going to take a timeout. We come back, we see if they'll really go for it or kick. All tied up at 7 right here on ESPN.
Rookie.
All right, so after a conversation, it looks like they will be in a punt formation for the Golden Tigers. Coach Slater. Oh, but they just send the back all the way back to give that appearance, but they still have their quarterback in the game.
You know, sometimes you get in a situation like this, you feel like your defense is playing so well that you are comfortable with going with it.
And they're going to go for it on 4th and 2. And may not have made it. Let's see where the official spot is. Yes, they did. Good job there by Eric Bright.
Yeah, here we go. Just a straight lead off tackle. Does just enough, that offensive line, the lead back, gets Tuskegee the first down, gives them opportunity to keep the drive alive. And also, it keeps Morehouse's defense on the field, so these guys are going to get tired. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a big play somewhere in this particular series.
Running the option, Patterson Good cutback, able to find some room, and gets out to the 40, inside the 40 to about the 39 on a second and third effort.
Yeah, normally when you come off a situation where it's just 4th and 2, the defense gives up the first down. Sometimes they become flat, and you have opportunities to take advantage. That's what Tuskegee has done here. Took advantage of that little bit of mental letdown by Morehouse's defense by not stopping Tuskegee on that 4th and 2. Tuskegee comes back on first down, pounds the ball, picks up a big chunk of yards. They're in Morehouse's territory, their side of 50. Threatening to score again.
Ezell with plenty of time. Going long. Has a receiver pushed out of bounds. Stephen Hodges, 1st and goal for the Golden Tigers.
Again, just like I said, it played the game too many times. I've seen this story too many times. Whenever defense has a letdown on a big crucial play, somewhere in that series after that team offense gets a first down, the defense will normally give up a big play, and that is what Tuskegee did right there. Took advantage of probably some mental letdown by Morehouse's defense, and now they are in perfect striking range for another score.
Ball now on the 5, 1st and goal. Give to Patterson, and on second effort, he gets down to the 1. Avante Patterson showing how much talent is in that offensive backfield for the Golden Tigers.
Yeah. Now, what I'm beginning to notice here, again, Morehouse's defense has stayed on the field a little bit too long. You kind of see guys not really getting off the blocks, and you're seeing the Golden Tigers take advantage by pounding it. So somewhere or another, I think, the defense has to recover if they're going to stop this team. They're very tired.
Inside the 1 was Eric Bright. He was pushed back. Let's see what the forward progress will be. Trying to get that fullback a score, but Morehouse is saying we're not having it. KJ Phillips right there on the tackle amongst others.
Yeah, again, you saw KJ Phillips take a deep breath there. That's an indication that he's tired. Again, defensive guys, great stop right here by Morehouse. This is what they're going to have to do, but still they're on the field for another play. Defenses are made to not stay on the field long, so these guys do get tired.
Ezell from a half a yard out, he is into the end zone for the score. Touchdown, Golden Tigers.
Touchdown, Tuskegee.
1 yard plunge for Jamarcus Ezell.
Yeah, this is what you're typically going to get here. The ball is this close. Easy call is the quarterback keeper. Ezell puts his head down, get behind those big offensive linemen, get behind that guard and just follow him just like a truck going through snow. You're a small car, get behind that big semi-truck, let it cut the ice and snow, move it out the way, give you an easy path.
And point after attempt by Huskett is successful. 14-7 now with 7:42 left to play in the first half. And Tuskegee looks like they were clicking on all cylinders on this drive.
Yeah, again, it all's going to come back down to big plays, and this happened right after Morehouse gave up the 4th and 2. Come back right here. The guys are tired defensively. They have mental errors, laps in the coverage, big play throw by Ezell, and Ezell follows the guard into the end zone. Like I said, have you ever followed a big truck, like it's been snowing? Get behind them big trucks, let them move out get the snow out the way?
See, every time I go someplace where it snows, I let somebody else drive.
Somebody else drive.
Yes, but
yeah.
I have seen that.
But
I've experienced it.
But that's exactly what Ezell did. He allowed that big truck called the offensive guard to just open up the hole, and he just followed behind a clear path. So great job by Tuskegee. Again, these two teams know each other, so you can throw the records out the window. They're going to play basically off of emotion, heart, and right now, Tuskegee's getting the better of Morehouse.
Huskett to kick. Dunn and Bailey back deep. This one will go into the end zone. Reese Knuckles was trying to get it, but Dunn told him smartly, nah, just let it go. They'll have it at the 25. And for Slater, he was like, I want a little bit more. And looks like that we may have a flag, but let's see what the official call is.
Bringing you all of the action from the 84th Annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic.
Tuskegee team offside.
We're happy to have
5-yard penalty and re-kick.
Oh, they got a re-kick.
the legendary
Now here's something else you got to think about too. How we talked about the defense. Even though the kickoff team, you think of it as special teams, that's still like a defensive unit. These guys have to sprint 30 yards, and then to do it again, these guys could be a little winded. So maybe, just maybe, Morehouse need to take advantage of this and get a big return.
But a lot of times on your special teams, you got offensive guys also.
You got offensive guys too, but it's a defensive unit. Mostly, your offensive guys, these going to be guys who love to tackle. They're not quite defensive guys because they're aggressive offensively, but they have the mindset of a defensive guy. But most of the time, you're going to see your linebackers, your corners, and safeties out there covering kicks. And offensively, you're going to have like your running backs and wide receivers returning, because that is more of a offensive kind of type special team unit.
Moving back 5 and re-kick.
Shorter kick.
Reese Knuckles. And Knuckles able to get a decent return out of that one, and we got some pushing and shoving and loving going on right there between Morehouse and Tuskegee. Good kick by Huskett. And Sims looks like he's ready to go back in and see if he can match score for score with the Golden Tigers.
Yeah, Sims is one of those guys. He's the trigger guy, just like we talked about. DeMarcus is the trigger guy, the leader for that Tuskegee offense, where Sims, he's the leader. Now, last year, Sims was having a great season. The beginning, I think Morehouse started 5-0, and they were rolling. So Sims, he knows how to win. He knows how to throw. So that's why he is the starter and the leader for this team.
And we have a timeout called by Morehouse.
Charge, timeout. Morehouse, they're first. 30-second time.
When we come back, we'll see if Coach Freeman and his offense can get things together as they trail by 7 right here in the Morehouse Tuskegee Classic right here on ESPN. Oh, some of the nice fare at the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. Man, that funnel cake looks real good. And look at those ribs. 1, 2, 3. I think you could eat a rack. Come on, Tyrone.
My question is, what do you do when there's leftover?
Now, see, where I'm from, South Louisiana, we'll chop it up, make it to a jambalaya, go make it to a gumbo. We'll do a little bit of that.
Take it home with you.
Yes, you always take it home. You don't let anything go to waste. That's correct, Amundo. Yes, indeed. Now, we're going to try to see if Michael Sims will not waste away this drive and try to put together something that's spectacular for the Maroon Tigers. First play of this one, great play by Frank Bailey Jr. Already has a touchdown under his belt, trying to add on with yardage.
Yeah, Frank Bailey, again, just a man-on-man run, offensive lineman, block who's in front of you. Let the running game do what it do.
Oh, nice cutback. Did not find anything, but this time he's able to get at least 1, possibly 2 yards.
Yeah, the one thing about being a running back, you are not going to have too many times where you can stutter your step, and then unless the play is designed for that. But usually as a running back, I'm pretty sure Frank Bailey has been taught that once you make up your mind, it's that one-step cut, burst, get through that first wave, and pick up positive yards. You never want to have your running back dancing behind the line of scrimmage.
First down. Bullet pass to Gooden, and Gooden able to get to midfield into Tuskegee territory, close to another first down.
Another good play design. Fake, get the linebackers to come up. Gooden slides in where the linebackers vacate. Great pitch and catch from Sims to Gooden. Picks up positive yards. And that short throw is kind of like an extension of the running game. So a la the old 49ers, they would throw short passes. It's just like an extension of the running game.
Give to Bailey. And he eludes one defender, but somebody hangs on, and that's Callie James from that defensive tackle position, able to bring him down.
Frank Bailey at left guard.
Again, Morehouse, good design. They had kind of misdirection play call right there where you have the offense or certain players going one way to the right, and Frank Bailey came back to the left, trying to get the defense to follow and get certain linemen in position to open up the lanes for Bailey. Great play call, again, by Morehouse.
Bailey, once again, with a nice spin move, breaks that line of scrimmage to get more positive yards. And that offense now is starting to find its rhythm with Frank Bailey running the football.
And, you know, and they're going to need that because their defense has been on the field. The last drive by Tuskegee was a long drive. So this is a good drive for Morehouse that allows their defense to get some rest. And now they're going to that check with me, which they look at the offensive coordinator. He watches to see what the defense is in and gives the play, another play to the quarterback.
Santo Dunn, and he gets wrapped up immediately and brought down. Able to get maybe 1, possibly 2 yards. And Quindarius Coles, the young man, he's been making some plays today on the tackle.
And we see, again, when you're smart, when you're understanding what's going on, you know, the check with me is supposed to be an advantage for the offense because the offensive coordinator can see what's going on. But when you're playing your technique, you're playing aggressive, you play fast, and you play smart, I believe any defense can out-whip or out-duel offense any time of the day. Maybe it's just because I'm a defensive guy. 4
wide receivers. I did like those signals. Santo Dunn trying to get closer to the first down marker. It looks like he has enough, but Tuskegee saying no, it's going to be 4th down.
But this is the point. If it is anywhere close, if I'm a coach, I'm gonna ask for a measurement. What that does, that gives you an opportunity for your offensive coordinator to call a better play. Plus, it gives your offensive unit an opportunity to rest, recharge. So I would have asked for a measurement in this particular play if they didn't get the first.
They
got
give him the first.
They did get
first down, ball now on the 30. Bailey, ooh, nice hole, and he's going to do a great cutback inside the 5. He's eventually brought down by Ken Hike, but not before Bailey makes a statement run for the Maroon Tigers.
Yeah, not only does Bailey show in his early touchdown that he can power it, but now he shows that he has the elusiveness to use his speed and vision to pick up a big gain for Morehouse. This guy is very important, just like Sims and all the other players.
Quindarius Coles, the young man that we just talked about a couple of plays ago, been making some big plays for the Golden Tigers. Now looks like he has a left leg issue. Trainers are out there to check him, and you see Coach Slater, he's like, oh, not another person going down. We don't need that.
You know, football is one of those sports that you have to have depth. And again, we see it's good to see these young men jump up. Now, sometimes these guys be on the ground and you think it's something bad, but the trainers come over really to tell them to just lay there because they really want to talk to them and see what's going on. You just don't want a guy to jump up. So sometimes when you see an athlete laying on the field, you think it's bad, but really the trainers have told the athlete, lay there, don't move, let's just see what's going on, even if it's something minor. So sometimes it's not as bad as it looks, as we saw right there. Athlete jumps up, runs off the field. You should see him back in the game again.
1st and goal, ball now on the 5. Bailey stretches out to about the 1. Henderson right there to make the tackle for Tuskegee.
Yeah, not only does Tuskegee have a great offensive line, but look at the positioning and the push by the Maroon Tigers. So these guys have some good heavy hitters that can drive and push and open up lanes.
Oh, a nice push. Great catch. Touchdown, Morehouse. But hold on 1 second. Got some celebration there by Corey Fleming, the tight end, just a freshman, but let's see what the official call will be.
Got linen on the field, cloth on the field, huh?
And Coach Freeman is looking on, trying to say, okay, what is it?
Yeah, he's saying what it is because you don't want to ever take no points off the board. Whether you take them off yourself or a penalty.
Personal foul. Number 51 on the offense. Participating without his helmet. It's a live ball foul. 15 yards from the spot of the foul. Remains second down. Second and goal.
Wow. I know Coach Freeman's like, really? That's what we're going to call it?
See, there's some things where I'm like, you know, when you look at the young man, you look at the young man, he walks off the field as we saw him, but he's just playing football, you know. So at what point, I think actually you could get injured more by stopping than whether you keep going. Because if you stop, your helmet comes off, you stop, you basically giving up your body, but the action is still going. So you could get injured. So that's some of these calls in football, the way they're doing the game now. I'm like, you know, hopefully nothing like that happens, but football should still remain football.
And I know Freeman's looking at it like this touchdown should have stood.
Morehouse, they're second.
Because he was nowhere close to the play. Corey Fleming, great play, great push pass, and Fleming able to get the score.
Yeah, Sam looked like Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre right there. Just toss it any way you can get it to your receiver. But great athletic ability, athletic move by Sims, great awareness, great play.
But on that penalty, player safety is what they are really harping on. And what is he to do? He's supposed to go down and not touch anybody.
Yeah, I'm like, what is he supposed to do? Run off the field, get out the way. I'm like, that's almost telling someone to stop eating. You know, you're already in the motion of chewing, and you tell them to stop. You know, it's like some things are just natural reactions. And I'm like, when you tell somebody to stop playing because of, your shoe come undone or your helmet comes off, I understand the, trying to keep everybody healthy. But, again, I just think you increase your opportunities of getting hurt when you stop in a motion type of environment.
Points come off the board now, second down and goal from the 16. Sims finds Gooden, and does he make it in? Touchdown, Morehouse, touchdown, Tramel Gooden, and the Maroon Tigers get those points right back.
Yeah, this be a good, if I was Tuskegee, I would challenge just to see, because it looked like he might have kicked the pylon.
But there's another flag.
Another flag.
Holding, offense, number 51, 10-yard penalty. Second down.
I know that Kelvin Dennis is like, he's just a freshman from Atlanta. What am I supposed to do?
That's the old adage, you can't win for losing, huh? You know, got his hands on the outside right there as we saw it. Anytime you put your hands on the outside of a defensive guy, they're going to call holding. And the key is you got to shoot them arms inside, and usually you can hold forever. So, again, he's a freshman, but should learn and get better as the years go.
Nice looking freshman, standing at 6'4", 300 pounds from Mays High School. Sims now second and goal from the 26, incomplete. Pass intended for A.J. Smith.
Yeah, and we saw A.J. Smith helmet come off right there in that particular action, so he's going to probably have to come off the field. The ground causes it, just certain, rules. I'm like, hey, if he's not injured, put your helmet back on and go back into the game. But, if a helmet comes off, he has to go sit out of play. But try to complete it to him. Off-balance throw by Sims, incomplete.
Third and goal now from the 26. Sims getting some pressure. And good catch by Santo Dunn. Good celebration there, but he'll have to leave for a play after making that one.
Yeah, get Sims off the spot. Montgomery comes in. Nice hit, tackle to catch. Again, his helmet comes off. Montgomery got to go to the sideline, sit down. But luckily, I think this is 4th down, 26, another flag, laundry on the field. Let's just say it's not, hopefully it's not against Morehouse. They have done everything but the right thing to get into that end zone. So MEs, mental errors as we call them, penalties, beating yourself. If Morehouse continues to do this, they're not going to have a good ending when the 4th quarter comes around. See the ref trying to make sure he got the name right.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct.
That was on number 7, Ken Hike. Yeah, Ken Hike right there. Looks like he says something. And look, remember, this is an 84-year tradition. A decade of dominance was ended by Morehouse last year. Look at Coach Slater. He's like, let's play with poise.
They call that taunting. Taunting. You don't want to taunt. So that'll get you in trouble every time. Cooler heads prevail. Now, Tuskegee just gave Morehouse life.
Running the option is Sims. Cutback is Sims. Ken Hike says, I'm going to make amends for that with a big open field tackle, and he's showing the emotion of the day.
Yeah, emotions do take part in an 84th rivalry game. Again, Sims, you see Tuskegee, they are pursuing on the front side, and they got guys on the back side. Nullifies Morehouse from getting positive yards. But again, let's see if Morehouse could take advantage. Tuskegee lost the momentum, could have gotten off the field, but they let new life come into Morehouse's offense, just like Morehouse did Tuskegee on that 4th and 2. Let's see if Tuskegee has a letdown and Morehouse is able to take advantage of it.
2nd down and goal. Ball now on the 20-yard line. Incomplete, intended for good, and that ball was a little low.
Yeah, that was just bad technique right there by Sims. It's almost like he's trying to throw across his body. He's a left-handed quarterback rolling to his right. So in order to stop and throw back, that ball is always going to be thrown in error. So it's not going to be completed. So he has to be a little bit more smarter, understanding that his momentum going away from where he's trying to throw the ball he's not going to have anything on the ball. So let's try to stick with good technique, throw to the players that are open, but Morehouse has to get some points out of this drive.
Sims with plenty of time. Now he's getting some pressure. He's going to run it and gets inside the 20, and right there is Ken Hike. He's saying, look, I'm going to be with you wherever you go.
Yeah, I like Ken Hike. It's a guy. These are the type of guys you need on your team. The taunting. I can live with that because he's showing emotions. The defense is played with emotions, and right here, Tuskegee is playing with emotions. You see, right, the little delivery. Let them know, hey, you know what? It's football. It's football. So we're gonna hit you. So you can dance and go out of bounds, but if I get over there anywhere near you, that's what Mr. Hike is saying. I'm gonna introduce myself to you every time. So again, Tuskegee defense steps up. Morehouse could not take advantage of a great situation, kicking a field goal.
Delamora, and it goes off the right upright and is good. It banks in. Great job by Fernando Delamora with the 39-yard field goal attempt, which is good with the bank shot.
Yeah, they say doink. It looks like it was going wide right. Hey, doink.
Bing. There it is.
Goes right in. But hey, no matter how you get it, as long as it didn't come forward, 3 points is 3 points.
Great shot by our crew here in Columbus, Georgia, by getting those angles. 4-point advantage now for the Golden Tigers. And for Sims, he's really trying to go back and say, you know what, I did this once, twice. We end up with 3. We could have had 6 easy.
Yeah, a game like this, you got to score touchdowns. I remember one time Steve Young, I heard him say Steve Young used to be the quarterback for the 49ers, San Francisco 49ers. And Steve Young said every time he saw the offense not drive and score a touchdown and they had to kick a field goal, he felt like each field goal they kicked, they were a little bit closer to losing the game. So, in a situation like this with Morehouse and Tuskegee, a rivalry like this, you got to put 7 points up on the board every opportunity. That there was a win for Tuskegee. Morehouse had an opportunity to score 7, left the field with 3. That's a win for Tuskegee, momentum-wise and on the scoreboard-wise.
Back deep, DeVern's Valcine. Just a freshman. Sky kick. And taken at the 15, brought out to about the 35-yard line.
Somewhere or another, I think, on that special teams, even though they keep doing the pooch kick, kicking it short, I think Tuskegee they will have to come with a wide field return. So they're kicking it to the short side, but a wide field, try to utilize that speed of their returns.
Minute 23 left in the half. Looks like Jamarcus Ezell will finish the first half.
Ramus has been injured. Could he have another injury?
As Coach Slater would say, I'm not telling. And good pitch and catch there. Valcine on the reception.
Yeah, you see Morehouse, they're kind of playing it easy right now. Like I said, whenever the ball is on your opponent's, like right now, Tuskegee's side of the 50, you're going to see Morehouse play more of a relaxed defense. And the closer they get to that 50 and get into Morehouse's territory, you're going to see Morehouse come with more blitz. On that particular play, it was a 4-man rush.
Staying with 4 wide receivers is the Golden Tigers. Flare out. First opportunity for Kenny Gant. And he's able to get some positive yards for the Golden Tigers.
Yeah, Ezell flips it over to Kenny Gant. If anybody remember that name, it sounds familiar. His dad played with the Dallas Cowboys, Super Bowl champion. So Kenny Gant. So Kenny Gant Jr. just doing what his dad did for many years. Catch the football, even though Kenny Gant was a defensive guy, was a heck of a special team guy with his Dallas Cowboys, but he got that ring, that Super Bowl ring.
Well, I think you got a couple.
Yeah, you got a couple.
A couple, just somewhere in the house.
Just somewhere.
2nd down and 5. They're going to try a bubble screen, and the ball is loose. Ball is loose, and some of the players are saying it should be an incomplete pass. Yes. But a good play there by Morehouse, able to sniff out that bubble screen rather quickly.
Yeah, it's a screen pass, so don't think it's that's more like a forward pass.
Yes. 3rd down.
Yeah, see, that's the thing about a screen or a shuffle pass. They're safe plays because if it's not where the guy looked like he caught it and took momentum to move forward, then it's like an incomplete pass. Right there, doesn't really get an opportunity to show that he had possession of it. Ball comes out, incomplete pass.
Bertram Johnson able to apply that blow. He was doing a little celebrating while everybody else was looking for the ball.
I know, right? Somebody celebrate, somebody go find the football.
Now, in the NFL, when you have practice and people make big plays like that and they're flexing, the ball's going the other way, what do the coaches say?
They don't really say nothing. We just hoping that we got the ball. That's all we want.
3rd down. Ezell. He eludes one defender, and this time smackdown flags are thrown.
A lot of laundry has been thrown on the field in this last 7-8 minutes of this second quarter.
Ed Nelson was the one who applied the last thumping of Ezell on that one. Let's see what it is.
MEs will get you beat. Mental errors will get you beat. Can't have them.
Fourth down.
Yeah, you can't have them. What did Mike Singletary say one time? He said, can't coach with them, can't play with them, can't win with them, can't do it. Mental errors, you can't have them, can't play with them, they'll get you beat every time. So, you know, that's why you try to make sure the guys know what they're doing, put them up under much pressure as possible so they stay focused in pressure situations and you won't get those mental errors.
Tuskegee with the punt. Fair catch called by Santo Dunn, and it'll be down inside the 20. And if you're Husky, that's all you want to do. Kick it high, so they got to call a fair catch.
And that's what you want your kicker to do. You want your punter. You want your punter to punt that thing. That's what they call hang time. Hang time. How much hang time can we get? Because the longer it takes for that ball to come down, the more your coverage team gets an opportunity to get down around that returner, and he has no choice but to fair catch.
Coach Slater hoping his defense can hold for the last 43 seconds. They can go into halftime with a 4-point lead. And for Michael Sims and this explosive Maroon Tiger offense, they're trying to figure out a way if they can grab the lead. Oh, incomplete. Great job once again, Ken Hike. Looks like they're trying to pick on him, and he says, keep on picking because I'm going to keep on swatting it away.
Yeah, the 6'1", 175 cornerback from Decatur, Georgia shows excellent technique right there. Not on his watch. Not on his watch. Look at him. I like it. I like it.
What do they say is greater in Decatur?
Greater in Decatur. But, hey, that was great technique. You know, you got to play football. You got to play football with an intensity, an attitude. You know, see just the way he put his mouthpiece in his mouth, the way he's walking, that swag. That's what you got to have to play corner.
2nd and 10, less than 40 seconds. Reese Knuckles. And he is brought down quickly by Lewis Williams.
Yeah, you know, it was going to be interesting for me to see how Morehouse was going to play these last 40-some seconds. You know, situation like this, I thought maybe they would have tried to go deep on that first play. If nothing was there, the rest of it just let the clock run out, which we see that's what they're going to do here. Just let the clock run out and take it into the halftime.
And as the first half comes to a close, we have seen a lot of emotion. We've seen a lot of great plays, but overall, it has been Tuskegee who has walked out with a 14-10 halftime lead. When we come back, we'll have more great halftime entertainment, the bands, and also some halftime stats. Right now, 14-10 in favor of the Golden Tigers. One more half to play right here on ESPN. Welcome back to historic A.J. McClung Stadium for the 84th Annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. On the field now, the Morehouse College House of Funk Marching Band. Enjoy. And a great performance by the Morehouse House of Funk Marching Band. Halftime score 14-10 in favor of Tuskegee. We'll have more halftime entertainment coming up right here on ESPN. And welcome back to historic A.J. McClung Stadium, right there along the beautiful Chattahoochee River. They've done a great job with that, and that stadium has been around close to a century. And for 84 years, Tuskegee and Morehouse have met at that stadium to exchange pleasantries on the football field. You see the wonderful food, tailgating, of course, and yes, those beautiful ribs that are there on the grill. And right now, the band that is performing, the Tuskegee Marching Crimson Pipers, you know, they produced the Commodores. Enjoy. And a wonderful fall afternoon for football, and we've seen an incredible first half, 14-10 in favor of the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee over the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse. James Verrett along with Tyrone Poole. And Tyrone, we've seen a good defensive struggle, but also offense has been able to find their way into the end zone.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of struggle on both sides. We've seen a lot of penalties, which are drive killers and also drive extenders. So we've seen Tuskegee take advantage of some mental errors by Morehouse, and Morehouse hopefully can take advantage in the second half of any Tuskegee mistakes.
Well, let's take a look at the first half highlights in which Tuskegee really got on the board first, moving like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, good throw here by quarterback Peyton. Good catch. See him here scrambling. Doesn't see anyone downfield. Good defensive pursuit by Tuskegee. Right here, Morehouse gives it to Frank Bailey. Shows his strength. Runs over a big defensive lineman to punch it in for Morehouse. Again, great stop by the Tigers there. Big play always happens anytime you are able to convert a big play. Tuskegee takes advantage of it. pushes it in by Ezell. Right here, gifted play by Sims is nullified. Even though he had a great opportunity for Morehouse to score, Tuskegee steps up, shuts out the Maroon Tigers. They ended up going for a field goal that barely gets through.
And we take a look at the first half statistics, really right about even. Rushing yards in favor of Morehouse, and when you see the total yards, it's in favor of Tuskegee, 157 to 143. Penalties really right about the same.
Yeah, again, these are the type of games that whenever these two teams play against each other, you know, the records, the stats go out the window. At the end of the day, it's the points on the board.
And the points on the board in favor of the Golden Tigers, who are trying to get back to their winning ways and stay in the hunt for the divisional title and a ticket to the championship game. And as you can see, the homecoming court for Tuskegee. And yes, you see the young men and young ladies of Tuskegee making that short drive from Tuskegee, Alabama over to Columbus, Georgia. And of course, Morehouse faithful making their drive from Atlanta. For 84 years, this has been the meeting spot for these two historic institutions.
Yeah, these two teams have always drawn a big crowd. I think, 25,000. This is a great rivalry. 84 years, it's a lot of storytelling over 84 years about this Morehouse Tuskegee Classic. And guess what? There's going to be more history to be written.
And Coach Slater is hoping that history will be a win for the Golden Tigers, as they need one in a bad way. And we are moments away from kickoff of the second half. And Coach Slater, always stoic, always thinking about ways. I asked him, what was the mood on campus? He said, you know what, I don't know. I've been hunkered down in my office trying to figure out a way to turn this thing around so we can get some more wins.
Yeah, Coach Slater's like that bear. He doesn't come out of hibernation until it's time to play the game. So other than that, he's deep in that cave trying to find out how he's going to get his next meal for his team, which is considered a victory, a win.
And we are ready to start the third quarter. Huskick on to kick. Back deep for Morehouse, Dunn and Knuckles. Once again, the sky kick, it goes out of bounds, and the flag will be ceremoniously thrown.
The kick goes out on the far boundary as we open the second half.
And Huskick really wanted to have that one back. He's been doing a good job with the sky kick, keeping them within the boundaries, but that one does go out.
Yeah, we're going to get you right on that one there, James. It's pooch. Pooch kick.
Well, yeah, it's pooch. It's pooch. Sky pooch.
Pooch sounds better. maybe because that's what I've always heard.
Yeah, you can pooch.
But you're right. Hey, sky. But the ball goes up to the sky. That's the point.
There is a sky up there.
There's a sky.
First and 10, Morehouse.
All right, and they'll have the ball at the 40.
At their 40.
And Sims will remain at quarterback. And this time, for the first time this afternoon, reception made by Trevor Gahaba.
Yeah, Trevor Gahaba. Good name to call for about a couple series. But you see Morehouse comes back out. This is the same identical play they ran for the first series of the first quarter. So somewhere or another, they see that this play is very effective.
Santo Dunn, we're waiting for him to have an explosive play. He's known for that. Preseason Offensive Player of the Year, and he's able to get 4, possibly 5 yards on that carry.
Yeah, we haven't heard a lot from Mr. Dunn, but hopefully, this second half, we will hear more of his name being called along with Sims and some of the Reese Knuckles and all those types of guys, because Morehouse is going to need every man on board to get back into this game and hopefully pull it off.
Gooden, once again, the good safety valve for Sims, able to get a first down and more Tramel Gooden, he may be one of the best receivers on the team.
Yeah, he is. Again, this is the same identical play they ran in the first half. So I'm believing Rich Freeman. Coach Freeman went in and told his guys, we're going to go back to what we saw on film. We're going to run the plays effectively, and if we run the plays effectively, we can go down and score on this team. So you see right now that is exactly what Morehouse is doing. They're hoping to continue this and get 7 points on the board.
Give again the Dunn. And this time he is brought down by Ricky Norris, who's the leading tackler on the team, one of the leading tacklers in the conference. Came into the game with 35.5 tackles. He has about 6 today. Norris has been on that team, been playing, starting for almost 4 years.
It's a lot of years. A lot of plays.
This time they sniff it out and wrap him up. Sean McGee right there for the tackle, playing that defensive end. Sort of undersized at 6'2", 220, but able to wrap him up.
Yeah, either the look right there looked like somebody had a misread on Morehouse's offense. Seems like Santo Dunn went one way, the offensive lineman went the other way. Tuskegee had too many people over there. Usually that's, again, a mental error. Somebody didn't do what they supposed to do. Busted plays, they say.
Looked like he was grabbing that helmet or chin on that play.
Hey, sometimes you have to get them down the best way you can. You don't intentionally try to do it, but sometimes your hands do get caught in the wrong place.
3rd down, 12 yards to go. High and intercepted by Tuskegee. Great play by Brandon Roberts. And the celebration begins for the Golden Tigers. Brandon Roberts on the pick.
As a defensive guy, anytime that ball is in the air, we are defensive guys, myself being a corner. When that ball is in the air, we're taught that we now become the wide receiver. And right here, pretty good throw by Sims, but better position by the Tuskegee defenders, and actually gets the turnover, and that is what you do not want. You do not want turnovers coming out of a halftime when you need to try to put points on the board. The momentum has shifted. You see Tuskegee guys, you're patting on the helmet, the back. Now let's see what Tuskegee does with this turnover deep into their territory.
Duramus back in at quarterback. And now Avante Patterson, who had a great end of the first half, now he's saying, you know what, Coach, feed me some more. And he's out with a good game to open the drive for Tuskegee.
Well, when you're deep in your territory, what you want to do, you want to try to run the ball. Try to get something for you to work with as far as running routes and the rest of the play calling. Right there, Tuskegee makes a call. We got a guy down, Peyton Ramsey, important guy. You don't want him to go down. You know, he's the type of guy on the outside that the defense has to respect. And if he's out of the game, then it kind of gives the defense an opportunity to load up in the box and try to stop the run, bring more pressure, because you don't really have a star guy on the outside that is a threat. So this is a situation I'm pretty sure Coach Slater is not really happy about.
And let's take a look at the SIAC standings. Remember, East will meet West this year at the East Champions home. And Savannah State, welcome back to the SIAC. They are on top along with Albany State. Fort Valley is right there at 1-0. And for Morehouse, this is a pivotal game because even though they have played a conference team, that game did not count towards the conference standing. So they're at 0-1. You see Clark and Benedict and, of course, Miles College, the reigning champion, on top in the West. And you see Tuskegee right there at 1-0. Central State, surprise team at 1-0. And Kentucky State, they've beaten 2 FCS teams, but they're 0-1 in the SIAC, and rounding off is Lane College.
This is going to be a big game for Morehouse because the rest of their games going forward are going to be against their own divisional, Eastern divisional teams.
Inside run. And another good gain by Patterson.
Yeah, big close-up view right there, what goes on between the trenches, as they say, the O-line, D-line. So we saw it up close.
to the 30.
Second down and 1 yard to go. And trying to find some room is Valcine, and he is close to a first down, but maybe a little short because they really strung that play out.
Yeah, this is what you want to do. Really, you want to try to set the edge. Morehouse is trying to set the edge. That is why you kept seeing the runner. You kept seeing Valcine run to the sideline because there was no edge. As a defender, you want to set the edge so that he can cut it up so that the pursuit, the linebackers, can help shortening that run. But right there was no edge setting by Morehouse's defense.
Offense. 70. Second down.
There was a hold call, which means all those positive yards will be nullified and they're moving back.
I'm pretty sure when they go back and look at film, look at this game, both teams, one thing the coach is going to harp on are penalties and the mental errors. Other than that, it's been a good game.
DeRamus, good pitch and catch to Hodges, able to get all those yards back plus some, and he strikes it out to say yes, it's a first.
Yeah, Dietrich Vandover right there all over. You can't ask the defensive back to be in any better coverage than what he was. But great throw, great catch, great concentration by the young man Hodges. Great throw. That's how you do it. You know, these guys, they want to make plays offensively and defensively. That's what you call just good competition.
Looked like a broken play. And welcome back to the game is Peyton Ramsey, and he's able to get some positive yards out of that one.
Yeah, you see Peyton Ramsey, yeah, he got injured, but you know what? He's your go-to guy. He's your star receiver. So at some point, once he comes back into the game, you got to get the ball into his hands. Let him get back into the field, the flow, so that he can continue to dominate and get the respect of the defense, that they know that, hey, he's okay, he's not injured. So that way they cannot try to come up with any type of schemes to put more pressure on your offense. So good to see Peyton back out there running routes.
After that play, 2nd and 5, Taylor back in after a pretty good first half, and he's able to get close to a first down, a gain of about 3.
Yeah, Taylor, DeRamus throws it out there, but Jonathan Mathis comes over, 22, makes a good tackle. Good throw by DeRamus, good catch, greater tackle by Jonathan Mathis for Morehouse. Linebacker, 6'2", 220. He got over there real quick with a sense of urgency.
Looking to throw long, has Ramsey, great catch into Morehouse territory. Peyton Ramsey leads on the drive with an injury, and he says, you know what, I'm back, and I'm going to show you how well I am by making the catch.
That's why you want Peyton Ramsey, PR. We're going to call him PR. They got Odell Beckham Jr., ODB. We're going to call PR. So PR, he got to get back into the game. When he's into the game, you see he makes that offense more explosive. The Morehouse defense has to respect him anytime he's on the field. And what that does, it opens up the running game. So let's see if Tuskegee come back with a run, and they do.
Coming back with a run is Avante Patterson, dragging defenders as he gets inside the 20. The talent of Tuskegee is starting to show itself, and it's starting to rise to the top.
Yeah, and also when you make big plays like we just saw with Peyton Ramsey, you know, now your defense they're back on their heels. So now you can hit them with a good run. Come back and, they're still off balance now. So let's see what Tuskegee does.
Oh, incomplete. Trying to find the tight end, but well short pass by Ahmad DeRamus.
It actually, in actuality, that might have been like a bad pass, but I see it as a good pass because if that ball had been thrown anywhere close to where it was intended, the defender could have cut between the receiver and the ball. It would have been an easy pick. So even though it looked like a bad throw, that was actually a great throw by DeRamus to throw it to where, hey, let's just get this play done and huddle back up and come with the next play.
3rd and short, Patterson. And he makes enough for the first down. Daniel Norman right there to make the tackle.
A little bit of off tackle. Almost broke through, but great play, great tackle by number 15 there for Morehouse defensive back, Daniel Norman. Daniel's pretty big, 6'3", 190. That's Mayor Blunt type size right there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Everybody know Mayor Blunt. Mayor Blunt used to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, 47.
Southern graduate.
Black College, HBCU.
And Morehouse defense stands tall on 4th and 1. Jonathan Mathis and company are saying, no, we're going to shut the door on the Golden Tigers.
And this is nothing but a mano y mano. This is my offensive line against your defensive line. Let's see who's going to whip who. And right there, Morehouse whipped the Golden Tigers offensive line. And now Morehouse has the ball, momentum, and see if they can take advantage of it.
And you see DeRamus trying to talk to his offensive lineman, trying to figure out how did that guy get past all of you.
Yeah, it was 72. You just saw 72. I'm like, how do you not get the quarterback keeper in the first down? Like you said, he should be mad at those guys.
Sims will take over at his own 16. Bailey Jr. gets some positive yards out to about the 20 for a 4-yard gain.
Now between Bailey Jr. and Mr. Dunn, that gives Morehouse that 1-2 punch, and actually they have the number 1-2. So one is number 1, which is Santo Dunn, and number 2, Frank Bailey. So hey, 1-2 punch, huh?
No doubt about it. They're going to give him 5 yards, 2nd and 5. And incomplete.
Now these are the plays that Sims has to complete. You got to make those throws right there. That's money in the bag, so to speak. Just get the ball to the receiver, good throw, let him catch it, turn it up, and get the yak. We haven't yet used that word yet, is yards after the catch. That's what that play is designed to do. Again, it's an extension of the run. Get it to him real quick, give him opportunity to turn up field and pick up positive yards. So Sim, I'm pretty sure he want that ball back, but he has to complete that pass whenever he's called to throw it.
Sims getting some pressure. He will run it, and looks like he's still short of the first down by about 3 or 2 yards.
Again, another victory. Another victory for Tuskegee. Morehouse had an opportunity, but with the game plan, the defense of Tuskegee, they are pushing the pocket, getting Sims to scramble, which he does not want to do. He wants to sit in the pocket and throw the ball, but they're getting him to roll out and throwing errant passes.
Delamora with the punt. And fair catch called by Kedrick Green. When we come back, we'll see if Tuskegee can add on to their 4-point lead. You're watching the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic, 84th year and running right here on ESPN. And the cheerleaders for the Golden Tigers right now, they got a lot to cheer about because they're holding on to a 4-point lead here at the 84th Annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. Ahmad DeRamus trying to guide his team to extend their lead as now they have a 1st and 10 with 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. James Red along with Tyrone Poole, and now a flare pass that gets them out to midfield. And one of our new players, Dejon Conway, just a freshman out of Locust Grove, Georgia.
Yeah, just a freshman, making his debut play. But here you saw Tuskegee send a man in motion. What that does, that tells the quarterback, tells the offensive guys whether they're in man or zone. Here Tuskegee, Morehouse is in zone. Tuskegee throws a little flare pass, lets the running back find the open room, work it up, get positive yards.
Conway trying to do a cutback, but this time he is met by one of the white shirts and one of the guys that we featured in our open, Demetrius Lofton. He has had a quiet afternoon, but he leads the country in sacks, and that one was a tackle for a loss for Morehouse.
Yeah, most of the time when you see a guy who's dominant like Lofton has been, teams are aware of him. He's a game changer. He's a game disruptor. So you're going to make sure wherever he lines up, you're going to have two people on him. So, but by him having two people on him, that frees up the other guys on his team to make plays. So at the end of the day, he's still being impactful.
3rd down 10. DeRamus getting some pressure, tackled from the backside. Edward Nelson right there to make the play.
Yeah, again, you see DeRamus drops back, steps up, kind of like the combine work out there. Steps up, nobody's open, tries to dive forward, positive yards for Tuskegee. But great downfield coverage by Morehouse now puts Tuskegee in a punting situation.
Husky to punt. Fair catch called. And Santo Dunn was like, hey, he touched me. But when we come back, we'll see if the offense for the Maroon Tigers can get on track as they trail 14-10 right here on ESPN. I mean, you know, Thanksgiving's not that far away, but man, I love that. And look at the DJ. We got DJ Al Smooth.
He's selling.
I mean, it is incredible. All of those things right outside of A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium for the 84th annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. If you're anywhere in the area, you just go out, get you a ticket, and enjoy yourself.
It's HBCU football at its finest.
Yes, it is. Inside run by Frank Bailey. He goes nowhere fast because those Golden Tigers are right there to meet him.
You know, I talked about earlier how we saw a couple of plays that Morehouse went back to that they ran in the first half. Now, as the clock starts to dwindle down, we got 3:28, 3:26 left in the game. Somewhere or another, Morehouse is going to have to make some adjustments. I call it AQ. You got to make adjustments. All great teams know how to make adjustments. What's not working, switch it up to where something else can work. But they got to do something to get back into this game. Right now, their offense is like real stagnant.
2nd and 8. Once again, going inside on the run, and Franklin Montgomery and company right there to make the tackle. So also there, Callie James.
The more Morehouse's offense cannot move the ball, they are giving energy to Tuskegee. And Tuskegee at 1-4, that's why I say you throw the records out the window. They are not playing like a 1-4 team right now. They're playing like a 4-1 team right now.
3rd down and 5. Give the run. Great play call because Santo Dunn is finally getting some open space. 1st down and more for the Maroon Tigers.
That was excellent offensive blocking by Morehouse right there. Again, pull, seal, took out 2 guys right there with that block. And now you give it to Santo Dunn, let him use his speed, picks up big yards, gets into Tuskegee's offense. Defensive secondary.
And they average that big front about 300 pounds, 6'3" on the average. Dunn again. Inside is wide open. He goes beyond midfield into Tuskegee territory down at the 44-yard line.
You know what? This is usually a good call after a big pickup, a good draw, because now the defensive line, they're kind of upset with themselves, so they want to get to the quarterback real fast. So now you sneak in a draw, give it to Santo Dunn. Again, another good pickup, another good play call by Morehouse. Switching it up, that AQ. Let's switch it up. Let's try something else to move this ball forward.
Running again is done. This time he is met by Franklin Montgomery and brought down. Also in on the tackle, Christopher Faulkner.
Christopher Faulkner, and friends on the stop.
And we're waiting to see Dunn have that explosive game. Overall, he is still having a great season because he gets a lot of all-purpose yards. But when he is running in space is when he's the most dangerous.
Yeah, they got to keep feeding him as we see the guys like feed me, feed me, feed me. Well, they got to do Santo Dunn like that.
Less than a minute. Long pass, incomplete, battered away, and there's that man again, Ken Hike. I mean, he's just been across the side of the Maroon Tigers offense.
Yeah, Ken Hike made a great play, but actually Sims allowed him to make that play. We don't see it right here, but when you look at that play, Sims was throwing off of his back leg. And anytime you throw off your back leg, you cannot step into the ball, which allows the ball to not have that much zip on it, which allowed Hike to get over and break that ball up. But with better technique, that a little bit more zip, that would have been a big play for Morehouse.
3rd down and 8. And Ken Hike makes a good tackle. Good reception by Reese Knuckles. But Ken Hike, he's fighting cramps, but he's still out there making plays.
Yeah, we see right here. Check Sims out. He's throwing off his back foot. You see him throwing off he's leaning back. That is not good technique, which also gives you guys an opportunity to get beat up like this by the defensive guys. Step back. See right, he's throwing off of his back leg. And now the ball does not have no zip into it. The defensive guys can corral your offensive guy, pick him up like they did, and try to bury him into their ground.
They're going for it on 4th down. And incomplete. Looks like he had to throw it fast because that pressure was coming from the Golden Tigers, intended for Trevor Kabaka. When we come back with 3 seconds left in the quarter, we'll see if Tuskegee can hold on. Almost 1 quarter left here on ESPN.
Hey Google, where's the nearest gas station?
I found a few gas stations near you.
Take me there.
All right, let's go.
Tuskegee marching Crimson Pipers entertain the crowd at A.J. McClung Stadium. 3 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. The Golden Tigers holding on to a 4-point lead, a defensive stop, change of possession, and now it's time for Tuskegee to take over on offense. Kenny Gant on the carry, and he doesn't get any positive yards. Those white shirts right there to meet him and saying hello as we have the last play of the 3rd quarter. When we come back, we'll have our 4th quarter to see what can happen. Always in this game is fireworks in the 4th quarter. So far, we've seen a good defensive battle, and we'll see if we can see some more coming up next right here on ESPN.
Rookie.
Last year's game was a triple overtime special. First overtime, both teams missed field goal attempt wide left, and that forced a second overtime between the #1 offense and #1 defense in the league. In the second overtime, it was Javaris Cheatham who scored the touchdown on a reverse for Tuskegee, and it looked like it would be Tuskegee, but then Santo Dunn, he would run and scamper into the end zone from 16 yards out to tie it up at 24. And in the 3rd overtime, it would be Santo Dunn again, showing why he's one of the best offensive players in football, making it into the end zone. And then it would be a goal line stance in the triple overtime that all the emotion for Morehouse would come boiling out as they ended a decade of losing to Tuskegee. And now we're back to live action as we start the fourth quarter. I would say the final quarter, but these games have had so many overtimes. Great play there by Doremus. Finds Eric Bright, and Bright is showing he has some pretty good hands at the fullback position.
Yeah, we saw earlier Bright run the ball, pounding it. Now we see his hands. So he's a big guy who can catch and run. Good job by Doremus finding Bright, picking up good positive yards for Tuskegee, and they're on the move. Now what Morehouse cannot do, they cannot afford to give up a touchdown to Tuskegee's offense. Not the way Morehouse's offense has been basically missing so far this second half.
Trying to preserve their quarterback, Ahmad Doremus. Ezel played in the second and part of the third, but now it's been all Doremus. Now giving it to Kenny Gant, the senior. He's able to get some positive yards. He did not, his knee never touched the ground, and he got some additional yards. Play until what? The whistle is blown, right?
Yeah, you see right here, Kenny Gant, he gets tackled. But in the process, he rolls over on top of the defender, comes up on his feet. He's not down. Run, Kenny. Now he realizes, hey, I'm not down. Picks up a couple of extra more yards.
Very good and smart play by Kenny Gant. First down now at about the 31-yard line are the Golden Tigers. Pitch and catch to Ramsey. Ball is loose. Loose ball. Ramsey picks it back up and keeps on running. 5 more. Touchdown, Golden Tigers. What a play by Peyton Ramsey.
Now, I'm going to show you something. That was a great play by Peyton Ramsey. I want you to take a look at Stephen Hodges. It's Stephen Hodges, his block, that allows Peyton Ramsey to get the ball. See right there? He's still blocking. He stayed. If anything, that's what you tell your blockers, your receivers, stay on the block. That is what allowed Peyton Ramsey to get that ball back.
Now the officials have to decide if he was down before the ball got loose. If it stands, I think ESPN needs to run that as one of the plays of the day.
Yeah, and Peyton Ramsey need to go and tell Stephen Hodges, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Well, he's telling his quarterback, I've got some love for you right there.
He go to the wrong man. He need to go to Stephen Hodges. Stephen Hodges.
Holding, offense, personal foul, participating without a helmet, defense, those fouls, offset, first down.
So they do nullify the touchdown, but they will keep a first down.
Yeah, again, the most important thing here, Tuskegee still has possession of the football. Again, good play. Ball is fumbled. Peyton Ramsey picks it back up. Shirt, just not good enough to get him down. Again, the ball comes out, but Stephen Hodges stays on his block because actually Vanover was trying to get to the ball, but couldn't because of the great blocking by Stephen Hodges.
First down now at the 31. Given to Hodges and incomplete. He had it, and then it just got a little bit away from him. We got a little talking there by Mr. Vanover.
Yeah, it looked like they tried to recognize Mr. Hodges. Said, hey, we recognize your great blocking. Guess what? We're going to come back and throw it to you. So maybe Hodges said, hey, I love blocking more than I love catching.
No doubt.
You got to catch those.
You got to.
That's in your hands right there. What's the old saying? If it hit your hands, you should have caught it.
Hey, back in my day, they would have told him, take those gloves off.
I know. Move him to defensive back, huh?
Right. Oh, yes. We've got a place for you. Doremus trying to keep this drive alive. Finds a receiver, gets knocked back. Is Ladario Petway.
Now, that is a great throw by Doremus. He's on the other side of the hash and throws it all the way across the field with enough zip on it to where the defender could not get there, yet his receiver had an opportunity to catch the ball and still be able to make a move. So that is a heck of a showing arm strength by the quarterback, young man right there, Doremus. That's a great throw from the other hash.
Gant on the run inside the 20. May get to the 18-yard line depending on the spot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mr. Gant spent many times talking to his dad about football and how to overcome injuries, how to get stronger, how to get faster. You know, probably even had opportunity to talk to Jerry Jones.
Most likely, I would think so. Jerry loves all the Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, for all those who don't know.
I don't know too many people who don't know that. Jerry's everywhere.
Yeah, you never know now. Maybe some people they say, hey, I just crawled from up under a rock.
It may be a pretty big rock. We do have a flag on the play.
Offense, number 60. Penalty. Down.
Looks like that was on 64, Jalen West.
Yeah, you know, as an offensive lineman, that like the only time you get recognized doing a play is when you hold.
Oh, you see their shirts. On the side, it says Sled Boys.
Yeah, you know what that is? That's 5-man sled. That 5-man sled. So all offensive linemen, these 5 guys have to push that sled probably every day in practice.
DeRamus, ball is batted down. Incomplete. Good play there by Bertram Johnson.
Yeah, you know the old adage, if I can't get there, let me get my arms up, let me jump. And Mr. Johnson, Bertrand, does a great job reading the quarterback eyes, utilizing his athletic ability, his vertical to get up and deflect that pass. Great job by Mr. Johnson. If you can't get there, get your hands up and knock that ball down. Now we talking about that 5-man sled, you know, that 7-man. You got a 7-man sled too.
That's right.
So you know Coach Slater, he's from old school, so I'm pretty sure them boys push that sled every day.
At least once a week. And now DeRamus is wrapped up. Those sled boys were not there to protect him, but there is a flag, and Mr. Lofton is upset with himself because he thinks that flag's on him.
At the 30, flag on the play.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Number 9. After the goal line, automatic first down. Number 3 can remain in the game due to the helmet coming off by a foul.
Yeah, those are type plays where it's not intentional. You're just trying to grab the guy. You're trying to grab your opponent, and he just happened to have his hands up a little too high. But, you know, plays like that, you don't like them because they get called and, you know, they're penalties and, you know, it gives the offense yardage. But as far as effort, if I'm telling Mr. Lofton right now, I'm telling him, hey, keep coming, keep going. Don't worry about it.
First and goal, ball on the 10. Nice flare and able to get some positive yards is Ronald Cooper, the reserve tight end from Pritchard, Alabama.
Yeah, good little out route to the flats, nobody there. Big guy stumbles, bumbles, picks up good positive yards for Tuskegee, and now they are threatening to put points on the board again. So great throw by DeRamus, great catch by Cooper, 6'3", 225 tight end, Alabama native.
Ball now on the 5. Finds Ramsey into the end zone. Touchdown, Peyton Ramsey. Golden Tigers extend their lead to 10.
That's a good job. You see the coaches congratulating DeRamus because he actually took a lick after he threw that ball. And that's what you have to do as a quarterback. You got to stay in there. The blitz is coming. He takes a lick. Luckily, it came from his blind side. He didn't see it coming. Delivered a good throw, good catch. You see the excitement. After you score the touchdown, no matter where you get hit, your helmet come off, you don't feel it after you score that touchdown.
When do you feel it?
You don't feel it probably till the next day.
Oh, okay.
After 24 hours set in.
All right, and it looks like they're going to kick a point after attempt to try to extend this lead to 11 with 11:07 left to play in regulation. And Ahmad Duramus, when he's healthy, coach says his team plays better because he has a quarterback that can make the crucial throws, and that was a crucial throw there.
Yeah, and it's showing today. Like you said, he is the heartbeat of the offense. So goes Duramus, so goes Tuskegee's offense.
Kick is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field, 11:07 left to play. And yes, it has been Ahmad Duramus who's had the right combination to find Peyton Ramsey in the end zone to extend the lead to 11 right here on ESPN.
Rookie.
And Tuskegee's defense has been battering and bruising Morehouse all afternoon, Tyrone.
Yeah, battering and bruising. They've been containing Sims, nowhere to throw the ball. And whenever he did throw the ball or tried to run, they always had someone in place, like Mr. Hype right there. Trying to throw it, you know what? Mr. Brandon Roberts said, I got something to say about that. So Tuskegee defense has been, as they say, balling this whole game. So they have really showed up and given their offense momentum, because sometimes the defense can give the offense energy just like the offense can give the defense energy. So today, Tuskegee's defense has given that energy to Tuskegee's offense. So the offense put up 21 points today based off of the energy being given by the defense. What they say, energy is neither lost stored, is just merely transferred.
It's transferred.
So that energy from that defense transferred to the offense.
Possible return here. We've got Reese Knuckles on the return. Knuckles trying to get to midfield and is close, gets knocked down at about the 47-yard line. Good job there by Reese Knuckles. And whenever he leads, I'm just going to miss saying Reese Knuckles. That is possibly one of the best football names around.
I know, right?
That or he could be a 1930s crime boss.
Crime boss?
Yeah,
Reese
Mafia.
Knuckles.
Reese
Yeah.
Knuckles.
The Untouchables, huh?
There you go.
Reese.
Got to go get Reese.
Got to go get Reese.
Reese Knuckles. You know why I call me Reese Knuckles?
Knuckle up.
I got Knuckles. All right, let's go. Sims trying to come back from 11 down, finds his favorite receiver, Gooden, and he is close to a first down. Still a little too early to say time is not on the side of Morehouse, but they want to try to move with a purpose.
Yeah, definitely want to try to move with a purpose. They want to try to put some points on this board, whether it's 3 points. They would love to get a touchdown. But the longer it takes Morehouse to get into that end zone, guess what? Tuskegee's going to come back. You're probably going to see them go into a 4-minute offense, meaning Tuskegee's offense is going to take a long time on that drive trying to eat up that clock. So Morehouse has to put points on this board.
Pitch and catch to Knuckles. Reese Knuckles gets the first down and more down at the 31-yard line. They're moving pretty quickly.
You know, I've always wondered, why don't teams play with this type of sense of urgency for the whole game? Now, we're seeing a little bit more of a sense of urgency by Morehouse's offense. So, you know, I know the guys get tired, but that's why, you know, mentally, you know, you always have to stay sharp. You always got to keep that energy. You got to feed off one another. But this particular few plays here looks like a totally different Morehouse team with their sense of urgency. They're running the same plays, but they have more of a sense of urgency.
And timeout is called by Morehouse.
Timeout. Morehouse, they're first of the.
When we come back, we'll see if Coach Freeman and the Maroon Tigers can get the offense ignited here in the fourth quarter right here on ESPN.
Rookie.
And And at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium, yes, the bell peppers are being chopped and the ribs are there, but you know what? A lot of people like those other things called wings. Gotta love those wings. Oh, he's got everything. He's got wings, he's got whole chicken, he's got some beef. I may have to just get out the booth and go straight down there.
I know, right? You need to send some of them wings over to the Morehouse's offense, and they can start flying a little bit.
Those wings do not have any feathers. So now 9:40 left to play here in regulation, and Morehouse is trying to come back from 11 down. Frank Bailey Jr., nice spin move, and he is pushing for second and third effort. He gets inside the 30 down to about the 22, enough for a first down.
Yeah, you know what I like about that run, Frank Bailey, not only is he a tough runner, but he's a smart runner. You see he gets beyond the first wave. That's the first wave right there. Now he's into the secondary. Watch what he does with the football. Put two hands around it. See what Tuskegee trying to do? They're trying to get that ball out. Smart runner, Frank Bailey. Get what you can and go down.
Sims keeps it. He's going to run, gets inside the 20, the 10, and smartly steps out of bounds at about the 5. First and goal for the Maroon Tigers.
See, the great thing about having a mobile quarterback who can throw, if it's not there, guess what he does? Use the legs, turn them over, get what you can, get out of bounds. That's the great thing about having a mobile quarterback, athletic quarterback who can throw and run. And that's that double threat that CM gives the offense that the defense has to worry about. Because they know he can throw, but also he can break containment and pick up big yards like he just did.
He has Dunn and Bailey 1-2 in the game in the backfield, trying to find him. Oh, goodness, and he underthrows Santo Dunn. And that's pretty difficult because he does stand at 5'7".
Again, you know, we look at the technique of the throw. You see right there, Sims did not have anything behind that ball. That's why it died before delivery, because arrival, should I say, it died on arrival because he didn't have any type of velocity behind the ball. And it's just like skipping that rock. Like I said earlier, if that rock doesn't have any momentum, it's going to sink. And his ball did not have any momentum on that throw, and it fell short.
Second and goal. Dunn. And this time he is met by a host of Tuskegee Golden Tigers leading the way. Our man number 1, and we have a few, and that's Zanico McMillan playing that defensive back position.
Now, it's going to be interesting to see if that first down play that should have been completed to Santo Dunn, bad throw by Sims, if that's going to come back and hunt Morehouse, because that should have been a touchdown on that first play. But, again, we shall see.
Third and goal. Getting pressure, and he goes down. Great job by the defense of Tuskegee, able to do what they need to do in order to make big plays.
You know, I think it's just a football omen, so to speak. When something goes wrong or you don't take advantage of something, it seems like the wheels just come off. The wheels come off and everything starts going backward. We saw in the first play, should have been a touchdown, not a good throw by Sims. Come back second down. Tuskegee stuffed the run. Now this big loss right here, going field goal, and they missed the field goal.
Field goal by Delamora is no good. And all of the hard work that offense tried to move inside the 20, the defense for Tuskegee quickly shuts the door, and it's turned over on down.
You know, there's always like several plays in the game. You know, if it's 60 snaps, 70 snaps, there's always 4 or 5 plays. But you go back and you look and you say, you know what? Capitalize on that right there. Because we didn't capitalize, that was the, as they say, that thread, that was the unveiling when things start coming apart.
Have to close out drives like that with points. Now with 6:55 and an 11-point lead, Taylor trying to create, and he eludes one defender but not the other, and he's still up. He does not go down, but they eventually say his forward momentum will stop. And he's saying, man, I wanted that.
Yeah, what you're going to see here going forward with 6-something left in the game, 6:30, you're going to see Tuskegee do this right here. They're going to run the ball. And you're going to see Morehouse use up the timeouts to stop the clock, which now is going to keep their offense from having timeouts to negotiate the clock. So you're going to see Tuskegee go into their 4-minute offense, which means they are going to ground and pound. They're going to take their time coming up and let that clock run.
And good inside run by Evante Patterson, really showing his worth this afternoon for the Golden Tigers.
Now, by Tuskegee running this ball, also the flip side of it is, if I'm Morehouse, this is where you test your testosterone, so to speak. What type of defense can we get off the field? Can we bow up and stop these guys, because we know they're going to run the ball? You're going to see that Morehouse is going to call blitzes, man-to-man coverages, because they know that Tuskegee is going to try to run the ball.
Pitch and catch, reception made by Valcine. And once again, staying inbounds, have enough for the first, which will stop the clock, but it will start back up after they move the chains.
Yeah, you know, we saw that pass right there, but again, you're not going to run 10 straight balls. You're not going to run 10 straight runs. So we know Tuskegee knows that Morehouse is trying to load the box up to stop the run. They're in man-to-man coverage. So you're going to run the ball still, but every once in a while you're going to see a little short pass. You're not going to see anything real big down the field unless it's there. All the passes are going to be short and precise, but they're going to run the ball.
And it was DeRamus trying to keep it on the option, and it looks like he may have made the wrong decision because he slipped and fell on that play.
Yeah, like he might have left the ball in the bread basket, as they say, a little bit too long.
I don't think any of these kids today know anything about a bread basket.
Bread basket. Yeah, but a bread basket is where you put it into the running back's stomach. That's the bread basket. So he left it in that area a little too long.
See, that they would call that the pooch.
The pooch. Or the pouch.
The pouch or the pooch. There you go. 4 minutes and counting here at the 84th Annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. And now looked like he was shot out of a cannon on that play, Evante Patterson, but he gets tripped up before he really has time to get those engines going.
Again, we know they're going to run it. It's downhill. Everything is going to be downhill by Tuskegee. Imano, every man for himself, helmet to helmet. So again, this is where Tuskegee is going to challenge the hearts of all those Morehouse defensive linebackers, that front seven as they call it, linebackers and D linemen. These guys from Morehouse have to get off the field. It's only 3:25 left. They cannot give up another first down.
And another inside run goes nowhere fast. A host of white shirts right there for the tackle. And Patterson still carrying the load. He has approximately 50 yards rushing. Well, let me just check that to be sure. Yes, 54 yards rushing. And Taylor with 50. And then you've got Gant with 18. So they've had 7 different people carry the football when you count Ezell and DeRamus.
Now you see Morehouse only has one timeout left. They did stop the clock. So now what you're going to see them, Morehouse is going to get into a hurry-up offense, what they call a 2-minute offense. You got the 4-minute offense where you're trying to ground and pound, eat up the clock. You see Coach Freeman getting ready to go to his play calling board there. He's going to call every play. You're going to see this offense from Morehouse, all their throws, they're going to throw the ball more than they run the ball, whereas we saw Tuskegee run the ball more than they threw the ball. Morehouse, their passes are going to be downfield, and majority of their passes are going to be 10 yards and over. They want to hit that home run ball. Now for Tuskegee, they're going to get into a position where they do not want to give up the deep ball. You're going to see them play more of a safe, as they call preventative type of defense.
We do have a flag. Santo Dunn will call for the fair catch, but there was a flag before he caught the ball.
Let's hope it's not against Morehouse that gives Tuskegee a first down. Anything less than 5 yards, hey, it'd be 4th and 1, and Tuskegee may try to go for it. So if you're Morehouse, you got your fingers crossed. And the verdict is...
There is no...
First down, no flag. So with 3:08 left to play, it will be Morehouse who has to try to come back from 11 points down. Safe to say they need 2 touchdowns in order to win this game.
Now, it can happen. It can happen with some big throws and running up, clocking the ball, because remember, the clock doesn't start until they snap the ball. So they can get back into the position to win this game, but it's going to have to be some real deep throws.
Sims, he's going to keep it and run, and gets out of bounds at about the 30-yard line.
They're not going to do it like that. They're not going to do it like that. Running the ball, the quarterback. You're going to see, again, particular plays like that. If I'm Tuskegee, I want to make sure I contain it. Sims is a quarterback. He's athletic. He want to get on the outside. We got to make sure we push the pocket and make sure we keep the defensive ends containing so he doesn't get outside and drop back in coverage. Don't let nobody get behind you.
With plenty of time, finds Gooden, and Gooden goes out of bounds to stop the clock with 2:42 left to play. Looks like we have another flag.
How many flags have we had?
Well, first half we had 5 penalties apiece, and let's see where we are now. We have 6 so far for Morehouse and 8 for Tuskegee. 8 for 82 yards, 6 for 54.
It's almost like back in NFL Super Bowl 5. A lot of turnover between the Cowboys and the Colts.
Yes, it was.
Ugly game, as they called it.
Mm-hmm.
Formation. The offense. 4 in the back. Penalty. Second down.
And for Coach Freeman, you don't want to see that because that moves you in the direction you don't want your team going.
Exactly. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot, especially when you're trying to create a hurry-up offense. You're trying to create yardage because you're down by 11 points. 2 scores.
Five wide, and yes, Dunn gets the ball and tries to get some of those yards back. Stops the clock with 2:16 left to play.
And you know what? That's okay. If I'm Tuskegee, I'm saying that's okay. We're going to give them that. We're going to give them the underneath stuff because that's 5 yards plus we'll trade 5 yards for 15 seconds on the clock. And 5 yards, we play on a 100-yard football field where they got to go almost 70 yards. You know what? We'll give up 5 yards for every 10, 15 seconds.
And incomplete.
Again, what was that? A short throw. He had to the throw to Taylor is the last read on Sims' progression route reading. He wants to throw the ball downfield, but nobody's open, so he has to dump it down to Taylor, to Santo Dunn, and again, that's only picking up 5 yards. So they're trading. Tuskegee saying we're going to trade time for yards. So we'll give you 5 yards, you give us the time off the clock, and before you know it, the game will be over. But they say it's chess, not checkers.
2nd and 10 for Sims. Has some room to run, gets out of bounds.
And that's just like another check down to Taylor, to Santo Dunn. Again, 5 yards. We're trading time for little short 5-yard runs and throws. So you're not going to beat us like that. That's what Tuskegee is basically saying. You can't beat us by throwing the ball short.
Third down and 10. Enough for the first down. Reese knuckles on the reception. They move the chains. Now they're going to have to move with a sense of urgency. The clock is now at 1:37 and counting.
See, burning up too much time on the clock. Too much time. You got to snap that ball. You got to get the ball going. Get the offense moving.
Getting some pressure off the backside. And now he's trying to avoid being sacked. And he steps out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Got to know your awareness. You got to know where you are on the field at all times. This is what you call situational football. You got to know, you got to get the ball out your hands as fast as possible. You can't wait until somebody, you're looking to throw the ball 20 yards down the field. He kind of tight ropes. But his momentum going to that side allows him, pushes him out of bounds, sends him out of bounds. But sometimes you got to take what the defense gives you. I know Morehouse wants the 20-yard throw, but sometimes you got to take that 10-yard throw and hope that your receiver's athletic enough to turn it into a 30-yard throw.
Reception made, first of the day, by Albert Connell.
As soon as they spot that ball, the clock stops until the referee spot the ball. Then once he spots it, he or she spots it, then the clock starts running. So again, Morehouse is taking up too much time with the check with me offense. They got to already have 2 or 3 plays already called, so when they come up, they can actually get the ball going down the field quicker.
Sims finds, once again, Albert Connell.
You know, this is where on the sideline, you know, guys who you kind of know the game is over. You know, you kind of sitting and, you know, some guys probably tore the tape off of their arms or wrist and taking it off their shoes because they pretty much know, you know, it's a wrap right about now.
It will take something big in order to change Morehouse's fortune this afternoon. Sims throwing long, and, 2 players run into each other, and Gooden also down for Morehouse. You can see those players, they may feel that one in the morning, but they just basically slammed into each other.
Yeah, this is the time when you get those turnovers. Should have been a catch by Gooden. Kind of lost focus of the ball, but this is the time as a defensive guy that you want that ball because this is what they call turnover time, money time. You know they got to throw the ball, so I'm pretty sure right there Matthews wanted that ball.
Bailey. And this time Bailey is quickly wrapped up. Hard running or not, he was unable to get free from Ricky Norris. When we come back, we'll have the final 18 seconds. We'll see if Morehouse can have a momentous comeback or will Tuskegee walk away with another Tuskegee Morehouse Classic trophy.
Rookie.
And head coach Willie Slater congratulating his young men as they're 18 seconds away from being back on top in this rivalry that has spanned 84 years playing in Columbus, Georgia. Morehouse, third down, getting pressure, throws it up high and picked off. Interception for Tuskegee, and that will basically put it on ice. Brandon Roberts with the interception.
Brandon Roberts, his second INT. And all of them were close around the end zone. So may need to call him Mr. Security, Mr. Vault, Mr. Brinks, because he's going to lock it up once you get down there. But you see an easy center field Willie Mays catch right there. So, hey, those are ones, hey, you want to get those, Easy throws, didn't have to do anything to get it, but just catch it. Pass your stats. And for Sims, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of throws that he wished that he would have done a little bit better in his technique. But hey, it's a learning stage for him. And, these guys are still young and a lot more football left in them. And for those who don't have opportunity to go to the next level, hey, you know what? They can become great coaches.
Kneel down by Ahmad Duramus, and as the clock winds down, Willie Slater and the Tuskegee Golden Tigers are back on top in this rivalry. Final score, 21-10. And as the two coaches shake hands, it was a very good game. We learned a lot about both squads, and for Coach Slater, he knows that he has a pretty good quarterback in Duramus. And for Tyrone Poole, I'm James Barrett saying so long from a scrumptious Columbus, Georgia. Our final score, 21-10 in the 84th Annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. The Golden Tigers of Tuskegee are victorious. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Have a great evening, everyone.